talked about over on the other side, the herb that's good for clearing heat and cooling the blood. And it's a Scrophularia. Scrophularia. This one is a substitute species, Scrophularia cocudensis. It's not one of the primary ones. And this is a minor herb, Vitex species. I think it's probably cannabifolia. It was labeled by a botanic garden I got it from as something different, but I think it's cannabifolia. It might be heterophila, but I don't think so. It doesn't look like heterophila to me. It really looks more like cannabifolia. And they use the fruit, and it's a minor remedy. I'm not sure. I think it's called Huang Jingzi, but I'm not sure about how it's used now. This is Gansao, and it's flowery. Glycyrrhiza urulensis, and the root and rhizome are used. And of course, it's a qi tonic for helping with the lungs and the spleen qi.
Is this Gansao?
Yep.
Oh.
But it also helps harmonize other herbs. It also is used for clearing heat and toxicity. It's also used for helping all the herbs enter all of the 12 channels. It's also used for detoxifying other herbs. I think I said it harmonizes herbs that makes them work better together when the herbs are not similar. And if it's treated with honey, then it can be more moistening and a little more tonifying. Good for dry coughs also. And this needs to come out. Ow!
Careful.
Well, they never get it out from here. Jeez. There we go. That's part of it. This is not this, but this is a rose. It's Yingsuka. Yingsuka. I mean, not Yingsuka. Jin Yingsa. What am I saying? I'm getting stuck here, and I can't think straight. It's Jin Yingsa. And it's used as an astringent herb, and it's good for astringing the stools, for diarrhea when there's deficiency, and it's also good for astringing the urination when there's deficiency of the kidneys. And yeah, that's particularly its uses. They use the fruit of it. They use the rose hips. They use the actual rose hips.
So the regular red roses bloom?
No, it's a wild-looking white flower, very simple.
Oh, white flowers. Okay.
Very simple white flower.
Uh-oh.
My wife always says, "Why aren't you wearing gloves?" I don't waste my time with gloves. Oh! She's right. I get stuck all the time. Boogers and everything. Why are you protecting that? This is another type of juhua, Bai juhua, the white juhua. And right here. And again, use the same as we talked about earlier. It's just another clone, a different clone. And there is some few plants here of Songurtza. This one, that one, and then there's a bigger one right there. That's Songurtza. And used, well, at least the seeds are used for treating sinus congestion, nasal congestion, opening up the sinuses. They use different parts of the plant for different things too. One part of the plant too is also used for wind damp cold patterns, musculoskeletal problems. Oh, let's see. So this is fennel. This is Xiao Hui Xiang. And they use the seeds of it as a warming interior herb. It's good for warming the liver and kidneys, and can be used for when there's cold patterns that are causing inguinal pain and hernia, and possibly even prostate problems when there's cold in the liver channel. And it can be used for helping when there's digestive problems that are related to cold in the stomach, and also like urination when there's cold kidney yang and you got urinary frequency or leukorrhea, spermatorrhea, that kind of thing when there's a deficient cold. This is baihe, one type of baihe. We've got another, actually, you can see they're different leaves. This is Formosana, Lilium Formosana, and that's Lilium Formosanum, and that's Lilium sargentia. And we have another lilium that's flowering over there with orange flowers. That's also another type of baihe. And that's used, the bulb is used, the root is used for tonifying lung yin and heart yin, and good for coughs that are dry or have yellow phlegm. And it's also good for night sweats, and it's good for sleeplessness and irritability and anxiety and palpitations. And this is supposed to be Siberian ginseng, Tsuwu Jia. I don't know if it's correctly identified.
Is this ginseng? Really?
Supposedly it's Siberian ginseng, not real regular ginseng, but Siberian. But I don't even know if that's correct. But if it is, then it's got benefits, of course, for tonifying the kidney and the digestive system, and helps the liver a little bit, and tonifies the qi, and it's good for fatigue and kidney deficiency qi symptoms and frequent urination and things like that, incontinence and low resistance, poor immune system function. And it even has some calming benefit, and it also is good for some minor wind damp stuff in the tendons, ligaments, joints, that kind of thing, bones. Over here you can see the jiegong is flowering, and that's of course an herb for helping with transforming phlegm, stopping cough. And it's neutral, so it can be used for heat or cold phlegm. And it's good also for pus and sores, that have pus and oozing, and it helps guide other herbs to the chest and the throat. And then have one type of Maimendong here and another type that's over there. That's really more of a substitute. This is more of the primary one.
Oh, really?
And
Down here?
Yeah, it's this. I gotta get these weeds out of here. And Maimendong, of course, is tonify yin, tonify lung, stomach, and heart yin. So it can be used for any yin deficiency symptoms in association with those organs. And moistens the intestines too. Oh, wow. Seedling of the Mimeng Huang came up over here. That's pretty good.
What's this?
This is a seedling from the Mimeng Huang over there, I think. Looks like it. And I think this one is too.
Wow.
I'm not sure. It looks like it. But this one looks especially like it. I think it is. It doesn't make a lot of seeds, so that's kind of neat. And this is Dong Quetza, and there's more of it coming up here and here. And the Dong Quetza is a drain damp herb that's used for edema and for particularly when there's difficult urination and constipation. And it'll help even moisten the intestines, so I think it's taking some of the fluid out of the tissues and putting it into the intestinal tract to help moisten. And
What category is it?
it's drain damp.
Drain damp.
And the seeds are used. And it's also used for helping lactation. Oh my goodness. So much trouble. Ah, boy. Okay. This is Xiangru, which is a secondary species. It's Elschotzia ciliata, and it's call it summer ma huang. It's a warm acrid herb to treat wind damp cold and useful for fevers when somebody catches a cold in the summertime and they have a fever and chills, and helps release the exterior and helps get rid of edema. Use the whole plant. And this is bohe. We've got more of it over on the edges over there.
Yep.
This is bohe. And that's used for, of course, treating the exterior to wind damp heat patterns. It's good for venting rashes and treating the typical wind heat patterns of like sore throat and some sinus congestion and cough and fever and chills. And particularly good for the eyes. It can be used for wind heat with the liver affecting the eyes, and good for sore throats particularly. And also used too for helping liver qi stagnation when there's qi stasis. It helps regulate liver qi, so it's good for like flank distension and pain and rib pain and some irritability and gynecological qi stagnation issues, PMS, that kind of thing. And then we have this is one type of Jin Qian Sao. It's called Lian Qian Sao. This one's good for it's a drain damper, but it's good for particularly used for stones in the urinary tract and bladder. And we have another type of Jin Qian Sao, actually the true or main Jin Qian Sao, let's call it that. That was glaucoma. This is glaucoma longituba. The other one we have, that's the primary one that's used for Jin Qian Sao, is right here, this one. You can see it amongst the weeds. And this is also used for, particularly good for, it can be used for stones in the urinary tract, but it's also particularly good for stones in the gallbladder and gallbladder ducts, liver ducts, bile ducts. And this is gualo. And you can see more of it on the fence over there. This is some of it here. That's not gualo fruit. That's passion flower. But this gualo, we only have one sex. We need male and female plants. We only have a male. So, anyways, gualo is also the plant that's used for Tianhua Fen. The root is Tianhua Fen. And gualo helps open up the chest, moistens the lungs, and good for cough, especially when it's cooling, so especially when there's phlegm heat. And good when there's tightness in the chest and feeling of pressure and distension. And then it's also good for the root. The Tianhua Fen is a clear heat toxin herb that is good for not clear heat toxin herb. It's oh God, I'm getting too tired here. It's used also for the lungs and clearing some heat out and moistening. And it's also got clear heat toxin functions. And we've got somewheres on this fence, maybe you can't see it over there, maybe it's over there now. We have another herb, but I'll talk about this one. This is Hesho Wu.
Oh.
And it's all along here. You can see it going down there. The heart-shaped leaf. And that's the root that's used, and the vine stem is used for Yejiao Tong or Showu Tong.
The leaves are very similar to Kanyao.
Kind of. Not. You know, if you look at them real close together, then you can see that they're different.
Okay, yeah.
But
see the difference, but
this
one, right?
It looks, yeah. There has a somewhat of a similarity to it.
okay.
And of course, the root's a blood tonic, and it's used for tonifying liver and kidney yin and essence. And it can moisten the intestines. What else do we have over here? We have Hanliansao right here. That's Hanliansao. And that tonifies liver and kidney yin. And it also clears heat out of the liver and the blood. And then we got Pulong Ying, which is a clear detoxin herb. And that's of course used for abscesses in the lungs and intestines and toxic sores and ulcers and carbuncles, and can be used to treat cancer, and it's also benefits urinary infections, urinary tract infections and bladder infections, and it's also good for helping lactation. And there's more moved on pea over there. And there's an herb here, right here and here. Oh God, I gotta get this out of here. Damn. This is Malan gun. It's what we usually get here for Banlan gun. The Banlan gun we often or usually get here in the United States is